Rain and wind this morning has given way to sunny skies in San Francisco for the Carolina Panthers and the San Francisco 49ers, who lead the NFC Western Division at 9-1. The best record in football, tied with Denver coming into today. Carolina comes in 5 up and 5 down. Hi again, everyone. With Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan. We stood here, Jerry, a year ago and watched Carolina beat San Francisco, go on to win the division, but a lot has happened since that game.
I think the big change has been in San Francisco, and that change is running the football. And they're not only running the football, they're playing physical, hard-nosed, knock-you-down football on offense. And they haven't done that in San Francisco for a lot of years, way before Bill Walsh showed up.
Bill Walsh, George Seifert, now Steve Mariucci. What about this first-year coach?
Well, I thought I ought to ask the defensive side of the ball, so I asked defensive players, what about Mariucci? What's the difference? And every player said the enthusiasm and the positive reinforcement. And a guy that's excited about being here is rubbing off on this football team.
And he's an offensive coach, but here in San Francisco and around the NFL, they talk about the defense the way they used to talk about the West Coast offense, with reverence.
Well, you know, they had good defense here for a lot of years. Even when Seifert was the assistant coach here, the defense was excellent. But if you look at all these rankings, they're number one in just about every category of defense. And I think the reason all this ranking has came up because the offense is running the football, and they're number one and taking the clock and allowing the defense to play even better football.
The Carolina Panthers shut out for the first time in their franchise's history last week to Denver, so they play another great team 2 weeks in a row. Carolina, Jerry, still in the playoff hunt, but they're 5-5. Yet this doesn't seem like the same team we saw a season ago.
You know, they fell into a trap I fell into 1 year in Atlanta, and you want to get better. So what you do is you shake up a good football team and insert better athletes. But when you insert better athletes, sometimes you lose that good chemistry and that family feeling. And I don't think they're playing together as a team as good as they did when the athletes weren't as good.
If San Francisco wins, they win the division. If Carolina wins, it could turn around their season. The Panthers and 49ers next.
And it's time for the Erickson Countdown.
Beautiful San Francisco, California. The Carolina Panthers, the San Francisco 49ers, who have never beaten Carolina in their home park. Tommy Thompson set to kick it off, and with the temperature at 57 and some wind swirling around this park, it'll be an interesting day today for players like Kevin Green, who used to play for the Carolina Panthers, who is one of the captains today. The Panthers, the 49ers, and here we go. And they've blown it off. They've thrown a flag, and they've blown the whistle, and they'll re-kick as Jerry Austin says they kicked off too early and without proper notification.
So well, the kicker has to look all the way down the field, and there's Jerry Austin with the red hat, and get permission from him to kick. And I think old number 3, Thompson, got too excited and just took off and kicked the ball. He's saying that I got permission. That's what he's telling me. He said they said go ahead and kick it.
And Thompson is no dummy. He's an off-season biochemist, so if he notices things, he usually complies.
You would think a biochemist would be able to communicate with Mr. Austin.
Carolina has the #1 kickoff man in the NFL and former Olympic sprinter Michael Bates, who, remember, last year returned one 58 yards against these 49ers in this game. Welcome those watching Minnesota and Detroit. We're in San Francisco, opening kickoff, the 49ers and the Panthers, and here we go. They try to kick away from Bates. They'll drive him 3 yards in the end zone, and he'll leave it there. And so Carolina will take over 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. And here is third-year quarterback Kerry Collins. Broke his jaw early in the season. He won 3 consecutive games. Then last week, 3 interceptions against Denver. But he can hang his hat on this game right here in this park last season. On the line, Brockermeyer, Campbell, Garcia, Skrepanek, and Garrido. Rookie Fred Lane starts at 1 running back, coupled with Scott Green, the veteran carrier with the rookie Ray Caruth, and the great tight end is Wesley Walls, who's the #1 catching tight end in the NFC. They open up with 2 tight ends. Walls is in motion, and on 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line, Fred Lane takes it up to the 24 for a gain of 4. A little-known rookie out of Division II Lane College in Jackson. Gary Plummer makes the stop. Part of a 43 defense. Coleman, Stubblefield, who has 13 sacks. Bryant Young is back, and Kevin Green starts for a 2nd consecutive week, the former Panther. Norton, Plummer, and Lee Woodall are the linebackers. And in the secondary, some great safeties with Hanks and McDonald. The corners, Darnell Walker and Rod Woodson. Base 4-3 defense. #1 in the NFL. Collins changing the play. 2nd down and 6. Ismail is one of 3 wide receivers. And on 2nd down and 6, Collins is hit and brought down, sacked by Bryant Young, who has been out the last 3 games with foot sprains, and he drives this crowd into an early game frenzy.
Bryant Young had that bad ankle, has missed a couple of games, and Stubblefield's been tearing everybody up, but he's back in. And he just keeps working his way through Frank Garcia, the center. And Garcia, really that was more like a coverage sack. The quarterback did not bring the ball out. Collins really had enough time if he would have thrown, but the secondary had shut everybody out.
How would you like to have Young and Stubblefield at those tackles going up against your offense, which is what Collins must face right now? 3rd down and 12. Good time in the pocket. Needs to get to the 30. Throws a low pass, incomplete at the 31. Looking for wide receiver Mark Carrier. So it's 3 and out for the Carolina Panthers. Coverage applied by Tyrone Drakeford, number 22.
Mark Carrier's at the top. And they're not pressing him. They're off, allowing him to run the turn in. But you can see excellent coverage. And they're all over. They're jumping. Actually, Drakeford, he comes in the nickel and goes over to the starting left corner position for Rod Woodson. And Woodson goes inside. He shuts down that curl.
Rookie Ken Walter gets it high. Chuck Levy runs into his own blocker. The ball is loose and down at the 40-yard line. San Francisco will take over there. And there's Chuck Levy, who returned a punt last week, 73 yards for a touchdown in the Monday night game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And Zach Bronson ran into him.
Yeah, that was Zach Bronson, who was going down trying to make the first block and ran into his own return man.
Steve Young is the #1 quarterback again in the National Football League. He's been voted the top quarterback 5 years. Great line: Deese, Brown, Dahlman, Kevin Gogan, and Kirk Strafford in the backfield. Garrison Hurst, some people think, has made the difference in this season. Blocking from Floyd, Stokes and Owens in there. Rice gone for another couple weeks, and Brent Jones is back after missing some games a couple weeks ago with the bad leg. Problem now is he's got a big wrist. From their 40-yard line, Steve Young and the 49ers with the 1st down and 10 in a scoreless first quarter from San Francisco. And the handoff goes to William Floyd, who works his way to the 42. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Well, that's a base 34 defense for Carolina, but they play a lot of 43 as well. And the reason why they do that now is because Green is gone. Seals, Cragen, and Les Miller is up front. Still no Mike Fox, although he will see some time today. Lathan, Royal, the 3rd-year player. The veteran Mills and Michael Barrow from Houston in the linebacking core. Poole and Davis are the corners. Minner and Chad Cota are the safeties. Very young secondary, especially at the safety. 2nd down and 8. Young throws a pass caught by J.J. Stokes. 1st down to the Carolina 48-yard line. He picks up 10 on his first pass today.
And this is Eric Davis playing the left corner. Used to be a 49er. And Eric Davis doesn't really drive the route. Watch number 25 in the white. And he sort of lets him slide in. I don't like his close. He's waiting for somebody else to help him. Once you see the route and once you see the cut, you got to go do your own job.
You don't like his close?
By close, I mean closing on the route. Not the clothes he wears. He's got on a good-looking uniform.
I got you. 1st down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Handoff, and this is Garrison Hurst, who takes it up the middle. The number 9 rusher in the NFL, number 4 in the NFC, a quick 5, brought down by nose tackle Greg Cragen.
And that's the difference in the 49ers. A year ago, you would never see this was an offset eye, a power running game. And there's Garrison Hurst. Guess what? No sideways, no sweep, right into the teeth of the defense. Something the 49ers haven't done, you know, ever since they went with this West Coast offense. That's what Mariucci has dedicated this team into doing.
Hurst is out. Terry Kirby has come in, coupled with Floyd. And there's Steve Mariucci in his first year as the head coach of the 49ers. 2nd down and 5 yards to go. And the handoff goes to Floyd, who tiptoes his way just beyond the line of scrimmage and picks up a meager 2 yards. And the tackle is made by Lathan.
Well, this is a split formation. Split formation usually means pass, but they still try to run the lead, but you got to skip all the way over. All this takes time. This is not how they've been running the football. That's called a lead draw. It's a slow skip over, and you got to hang on your blocks long. Les Miller had plenty of time to shed the block and make the tackle.
Don Capers was last year's NFL Coach of the Year, now in his 3rd year at the Carolina Panthers. Watching his defense dig in for a 3rd and 3 from Young. He throws a pass, caught by Terrell Owens. First down, weaves by traffic, and takes it down to the 31-yard line of Carolina. They needed a couple. They got 9. 1st and 10. Steve Young is right on the money.
They got in what's called a covey, which means all people are going to get bunched. This is a covey. They're all bunched up into here, and he's going to motion into the bunch. And when he gets done motioning, he's sitting on a 2-yard route. That's how clever it is. They ran off all the linebackers in the corners, and it's like a long handoff.
Yeah, like a long handoff.
That's all it is. Welcome to San Francisco.
They've been doing it for years. From the 32, 1st down and 10 yards to go in a scoreless first quarter. Young right on the money, and it's caught for a 1st down. A diving J.J. Stokes makes his 2nd catch. He now has 35 for the year. He picks up 20 yards, and Steve Young has had an incredible start so far through the air. 3 of 3.
Well, you can see once again it's Eric Davis, and he's called, that's riding side saddle. He didn't backpedal. He was turned before the ball was snapped. So it's hard to drive on an inside route. I don't like his technique at all.
Then how should he be?
He should be squared up and backpedaling so he can make a drive on an inside cut. He's riding side saddle too early. You never saw John Wayne come inside saddle.
1st and 10. Young to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Stokes, who's caught a couple passes on this drive. And it's Young's first incomplete pass today. Young comes in today with 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. The 5-time Pro Bowler who has been rejuvenated, it seems, under new coach Steve Mariucci.
I want to show you. See how he's looking that way? See how he's not square. His shoulders aren't square. That's called side saddle.
Kirby in the backfield. 2nd down and 10. 8th play of the San Francisco drive, which began back on their 40 and slipping and sliding. Kirby somehow tries to reverse field and loses a handful of yards on the play. It was raining before the game. We've had a lot of wind, a lot of rain, and it's a loss of 5 on the carry as Michael Burrow was hunting them down.
Well, I walked right down where they were having that little play, and as you can look down at my boots, look at that, they're all soaking wet and squishy. Now I got wet feet for 3 hours, but it was worth it to see. The track is very slippery.
And this field sits 15 feet below sea level, so I would imagine the drainage is not that good.
They'd have to have some kind of drainage to get all this water off here, and you can see where they've added for the baseball infield. They added new sod on the baseball infield.
Good point. 3rd and 16. They're after Young. Screen pass set up. William Floyd gets back to the 10-yard line, almost the original line of scrimmage, and then dives inside the 10. And he picks up 7, which will set up 4th down. Carolina will hold the San Francisco 49ers to just a 3-point field goal try.
Well, when you coach against the 49ers, if you stop the pass, if you stop the run, you always tell your team when things go wrong, their answer is screen. So the Panthers did a good job. They were prepared. They knew the screen would come if you have success against the rest of the offense.
Gary Anderson will try the field goal. 28 yards on this opening drive for San Francisco. The hold comes from Thompson, and the kick is up, and San Francisco is on the board for the first time. So a couple of nice passes to J.J. Stokes. 1 of 10 yards, 1 of 20 yards, sets up the 28-yard field goal, and it's San Francisco on top 3-0.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. By Lotus, work the web with Lotus Domino. And by Energizer, long-lasting Energizer batteries keep going and going.
Tommy Thompson just held for a field goal that put San Francisco on top 3-0. A 28-yard field goal by Anderson. Young was a very even 4 of 5 on the drive. And they took up over 5 minutes on the clock. Steve Young paces the sideline, looking for his and San Francisco's first win in San Francisco against Carolina. Tommy Thompson, the ensuing kickoff, and here's Michael Bates from the 6-yard line. And Bates, who had a good day returning last week in Denver, takes it out to the 30-yard line, and reserve tight end Chad Fan brings him down. So we'll see the second possession by the Panthers. San Francisco took their first drive downfield, 50 yards, the 28-yard field goal with a beautiful look at San Francisco. It was not a pretty picture last week in Denver for Carolina. 8 3-and-outs, 3 interceptions. And Jerry, they had 2 kicks returned for touchdown in the first quarter by Darian Gordon of the Broncos. And already today, it's been 3-and-out for Carolina on their first series. They begin for a second time on the 29-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go. And the handoff to the rookie Fred Lane as he whittles away out to the 36-yard line with a nice gain of 7 on first down. Tackle made by outside linebacker Lee Woodall.
Very simple offense. It's a power eye. The fullback is offset, and they're going to run that way. He's not right there, so that tells you where they're running. And it's just man-to-man blocking. No double team, no lead. And Lane's foot speed squirts him up through the hole.
8 on 7 on first down. Second down, 3 yards to go. Carolina at their own 36. Lane again. This time wrapped up. Kevin Green got a hold of him. He'll be close to the first down. For McDonald's Game Break, back to Hollywood and our Fox Television Center, and we say good afternoon to James Brown.
All right, Kevin, good afternoon. It's all over between Denver and Kansas City. 54-yard field goal ends it. Matt Stoyanovich, career-long 59. But Kansas City knocks off Denver as Pete Stoyanovich does it 54 yards. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Big win for Kansas City, now just a game out of first place. So as we sit right now, San Francisco's got the best record in the NFL. First and 10 handoff, third consecutive run. Fred Lane breaking free, and he's out past midfield with a gain of 11. Another first down, brought down by leading tackler Ken Norton Jr. Lane had 18 last week, coming on the heels of 147 yards against Oakland.
Well, this time he has good vision. He starts this way, and he doesn't like it. He can cut all the way back. So watch his eyes. He's reading the guard.
And this is a rookie.
And he's doing an excellent job. He reads the first down lineman covered, which was his left guard, Matthew Campbell, and made the cut off of Matthew Campbell's block.
Well, tight end Matthew Campbell. It's a first down, best position today by Carolina. 4th consecutive run. Lane, who fumbles the ball, and it's loose. And let's see if they marked him down. The referee said he was down at the 42, and that's shades of last week when Fred Lane fumbled inside the red zone in Denver, wiping out what looked to be a scoring drive by Carolina. Bryant Young came up with the loose ball, but they do mark it down, and Dom Capers breathes a sigh of relief.
And Scott Green, the fullback, this is a different play. This is called a lead. You got to watch the fullback, Scott Green. He's going to go after. This is called a lead block, which means go get the linebacker, hit him in the mouth, dig him out of there. And he managed to buckle Gary Plummer just enough for the back to squirt through Freddie Lane.
Second down along 3. 5th consecutive run by Lane. And he's down near the 40-yard line and about a yard shy of the first down before he is met by Chris Dolman. He's carried 6 times already, 35 yards.
Well, you know, if you look at the big picture, this is the #1 defense against the rush. And what are they doing? They're running the football. You step back and say, now, wait a minute. No one's been able to take the ball and stick it on the 49ers. And they're doing a good job of that right now. And here's that crucial 3rd down conversion down.
Lane will take a much-needed break as you take a look at that #1 defense in the NFL. Scott Green is in. 3rd and 1. Tight end Walls goes in motion for Carolina. On the handoff, and that is the pulverizing Scott Green, who looks like he's got a first down inside the 39-yard line. Last year it was Anthony Johnson, the guy that was waived from Chicago, gained over 1,100 yards. Biaka Batuka is healthy, can play today, but they've gone so far with Green and Lane.
Well, Scott Green was a special teams player last year, and all they're doing is one-on-one blocking. A guy that was MVP, however, 2 years in a row at Michigan State. If you can be the most valuable player at your college for a few years and you're in a major schedule, you got a chance to make some plays for your pro team.
Especially that one. 7th play of the drive. They've run it 6 times. Lane back in. The fake by Collins and the sack by Kevin Green. Green has had 2 sacks the last 2 games. He records his 4th right there. And of course, he led the NFL with sacks with Carolina a season ago.
Well, you'd think they would know him and you'd have somebody blocking on him. There he is. Watch the They have absolutely nobody blocking them. How can you line up against a guy that played for you, led the league in sacks, and have nobody assigned to putting the helmet on?
He wanted more money. Carolina wouldn't buck up, and so he left. He comes to San Francisco.
Hey, in between, he went wrestling, pro wrestler a little bit.
Second down and 20. Lane caught on the shoe tips by Dana Stubblefield, the current NFC Defensive Player of the Week. In fact, he's a two-time winner in consecutive weeks. The first time that has ever happened in the history of the NFL.
Well, I asked Dana Stubblefield, when Bryant Young was injured and he wasn't in there, were you able to change your play? And he said, I didn't have to read on the line and cover anything up. I was able to cut it loose and actually had better pass rushes because I wasn't covering up Bryant Young from his pass rush technique. So it actually helped his individual play, but they're good to have him back in there.
3rd and 18. Looked like the guard Matthew Campbell may have jumped up. But did somebody cross for San Francisco?
Number 66, 5 yards. It's still 3rd down.
It is on Campbell.
Well, you got a penalty on the guard. You've got probably a pass protection bust on getting your quarterback sacked. So everything you were doing, there he is jumping early, and you're over Dana Stubblefield. When you play over a guy that big and that good, you're probably thinking, I better get set up quick so he can't sack my quarterback, and he left before the ball was snapped.
Penalty pushes it back. 3rd and 23. They've got to get to the San Francisco 28-yard line. Good time in the pocket for Collins. Throws a dart, which is intercepted by Tim McDonald. First turnover. Collins threw 3 interceptions last week for Carolina. McDonald, who's having an unbelievable year at the age of 33, comes up with his 3rd interception of the season. And Carolina is stopped again by the #1 defense in the NFL. Kerry Collins throws his 14th interception of the season.
And I don't think he's been the same since he's had that broken jaw. Now watch him here. Watch where the ball's going. There's absolutely nobody there but the safety. Only Tim McDonald could make that play.
Here comes Terry Kirby on 1st down and 10 yards to go. And he's out near the 35. Picks up 2 yards on the play before he is whacked by 38-year-old Sam Mills and linebacker Michael Barrow. Mills continues to amaze people. Jerry, he's not in on passing situations anymore. Not in on every down, but he's in on 1st and 2nd.
And I think the good point their head coach made to me yesterday, Dom, he says he still teaches Andre Royal and Michael Barrow how to study and how to get prepared. And I think, when they lost Kevin Green, they lost somebody how to get prepared emotionally. And I think losing Green has hurt this whole defensive football team. 2nd
down and 8. Young to the sideline, caught by William Floyd. His 22nd catch of the year. He's out to the 43-yard line and about a yard shy of a 1st down. Eric Davis, his former teammate here in San Francisco, brings him down.
If you're going to play zone, you cannot let people cross your face. So whoever has this curl, when a man crosses your face, you have to go with him. Watch what happens. He's crossed his face, and he gets himself outflanked. That's poor football. You got to stretch when they cross your face. Not a good job by Michael Burrow, but he sort of got picked by Terrell Owens on the inside move.
Made the 1st down by the nose of the football, and the handoff to Terry Kirby, the former Miami Dolphin, picks up 2 yards. Andre Royal brings him down.
And I don't like the 49ers when they run sideways. That's their old offense. Again, that was a guard pulling the trap. That's what they ran here ever since Bill Walsh got here.
What's their new offense?
Their new offense is right at you, straight at you, out of an eye, out of a power eye. And when they go back and run that sideways deal, they look like they did last year.
2nd down and 8, the 4th best running team in the NFL. Here comes Young throwing a 1st down pass. J.J. Stokes, his 3rd catch today. He's caught him for 10 yards, 20 yards, and that one good for 10 right there. Another San Francisco 1st down.
And Eric Davis, now he's straight up. Now he's going to backpedal. Remember the last time we saw him, he was side saddled. This is how you got to play. There's the bet. Now, much better. That's much. Oh, he slipped and fell because of the wet turf, but he was going to be in good shape. He got out of that side saddle thing he did early in the game.
Gives him more options to go left or right the same way.
And he can drive the route along with the receiver. He's playing much better technique that time.
1st and 10. Young going deep and incomplete. Flag thrown on Tyrone Poole as they're looking for Jerry Rice's replacement, Terrell Owens.
Well, we're standing up here real high. We're like we're in the blimp. I feel like I'm in the blimp. I'm so high, and I thought it was good coverage, but watch the official. He'll be in good position. Right now, Poole.
Pass interference. Number 38 of the defense.
I don't see it.
Automatic first
To me,
down.
that's a terrible call, and it looked like the offensive guy was the only guy banging and hitting the corner. Right now, if you're Tyrone Poole's coach, how do you coach him? Let's take another look at it. Sometimes these officials see banging, and then they lose who's got what jersey on. Now look at that hand. Look at that hand. That's the 49ers hand.
Plus his head is turned around, Jerry, looking at the ball.
Terrell Owens. That should have been that should have been no call on anybody. That's terrible football.
First and goal from the 6, and the handoff goes to Terry Kirby, who is down near the 1-yard line. It was Poole, by the way. He was beaten last week on a long Elway touchdown pass in Denver. And he sets up first and goal here with his penalty against San Francisco. And Don Capers has got to be shaking his head.
Well, I like Poole as a rookie. I thought he was going to be a future star. And what happens, you get beat once or twice, and then you get a bad call on you, and then you're afraid to be as aggressive and as good as you were as a rookie before all these things happen to you.
End of the first quarter, a San Francisco win. They win the division. Carolina looking for a win to get back on the right track.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Enjoy today's game with the Edge Pizza, new from Pizza Hut. 16 pieces of pure toppings. Have you been to the Edge?
We're back in San Francisco, where the Niners, on a pretty good day for NFL football, lead Carolina 3-0. An opening game drive, 28-yard field goal by Anderson. Right now, San Francisco has its second down and goal at the 1.
And they're down here because of a 39-yard penalty, which we can't find that penalty on film. They called pass interference on Tyrone Poole. That's a 39-yard gain with a bad call by the official.
Second and goal from the 1. Owens is in motion. Play action. Take the reverse. They did a little bit of everything. And there goes Steve Young into the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. I think he did everything to fake out Mike Fox in that defense.
Well, it really was a great job by the Panthers. It was a play-action pass off an, you'll see, off a strong formation, and the Panthers covered everybody, but a hole opened up, and Steve Young is so good that he ran with the football, but it was supposed to be to the back in the flat to William Floyd, but they had it coming.
Gary Anderson has now kicked 73 straight PATs. So this possession by Young was set up by an interception of Collins. A 10-yard pass to Stokes, a 39-yard penalty. It's Young who finishes it off. The first place 49ers cash in on a Kerry Collins interception. They've had it twice. They've scored both times.
And the key play is this. They call this pass interference for 39-yard gain. Look at Tyrone Poole, head turned around and getting swatted by Terrell Owens. And there's not one 49er fan in California that wants to see that call. They'd rather have the players decide it. Just a bad call, and I know the Panther fans are mad, but I know every 49er fan is mad.
Michael Bates gets the Tommy Thompson kickoff, and there goes Bates, and he's out of bounds at the 32. Carolina has had it twice. They'll get it for a third time. San Francisco shutting out the Panthers.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by the coaches of Nike Playcore. By the new Dodge, it's about change. By Campbell's Chunky, soup that eats like a meal. And by Aflac, ensuring over 40 million people worldwide.
And these beautiful scenics today, courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Eagle, based in Carson, California. Our pilot is Captain Charles Russell, and he's from Downey, California. Captain Russell, thank you very much. Little wind to contend with today over Candlestick Point. From the 33-yard line, first and 10, Carolina. Handoff goes to Fred Lane, who's had a pretty good day running the football. Then he is brought down up high by Dana Stubblefield and Gary Plummer. There was a touchdown run moments ago by Young.
Well, Young was trying to throw the football, and he really had excellent coverage against him, and that opened up a little seam, and he ran it in there. He's third now on the all-time list, right behind my favorite Detroit Lion, Tobin Rote.
The Green Bay Packer quarterback wrote, of course, Senator Jack Kemp. That's the second rushing touchdown this year by Young. Second down 6. Good time for Collins. High and incomplete as he was looking for veteran Mark Carrier. You recall Carrier had 10 receptions against this 49er team last year in this game.
And you just saw an out route, and if you can remember all the way back to last year, or if your mind has gotten a little foggy, there were no out routes from Carolina last year. It was inside slants, fades, and fade stops. So they're adding more to the offense, and they don't seem to be any better because of that.
They shouldn't have.
We're back to doing what they used to do.
3rd and 6. 3 wide receivers deployed. Collins has not completed a pass today. Until right there. He's going to be shy of the first down, though. The reception was made at the 43. Mark Carrier gets the ball. Ken Norton Jr. got Carrier. And let's see where they spot it, because that will be, and they are going to give him the first down. Looked like when he came down, even with all that turf in his helmet, that Norton had stopped it. But
I'm surprised the 49ers didn't call for a measurement before they said go ahead and move the chains. Well, guess what? It was not 3 and out if you're a Carolina fan. That they did get the first down.
Carrier led the team in receiving a season ago. Was let go, then came back. From the 43, 1st and 10. And the handoff goes to Fred Lane. Then he is stopped by Dana Stubblefield. It'll be 2nd down after a 1-yard gain by Lane.
The problem when you have one back in the backfield, you make a cut to get away from Bryant Young, and guess what? When you make the cut, you run into Dana Stubblefield. Here's Bryant Young. They start that way, and they come over there, and here's another tackle named Dana Stubblefield. Hello.
And goodbye. 2nd down and 9. Empty backfield. Short drop by Collins, has to go to another receiver. He'll run it himself. He's got to get to the 47 for a first down, and he is run out of bounds by Ken Norton Jr. at the 50-yard line. In a 6, that'll set up 3rd down and 3.
We had a chance to talk to Greg Skrebenek, the ex-Raider, who, by the way, got kicked out of the game last week and had to pay a fine. Now he's going against Bryant Young, and he said, good, I want to go against the best. And he said the only reason he got mad last week, he didn't get to throw a good punch, got fined $5,000, and his mother called him and said, that's a sissy punch. If you're going to punch, punch the guy.
6'7", 333 pounds.
Well, he came in the room for our interview, and I got to tell you, he filled up the entire room.
3rd down and 3. Collins being chased by Green. Throws it away. Incomplete. Carolina has got a punt. Wesley Walls was the intended recipient.
And Green was trying to get a grounding penalty on that one. And Green in for Roy Barker. Roy Barker not playing today. Kevin Green, maybe the heart and soul of the Panthers run last year. And they wouldn't pay him enough money. He said, if they don't want me, I'm leaving. He's missed all the training camp.
But should he have asked for more money, Jerry? Because, you know, he came there as a free agent with a big contract to begin with.
And he was under contract. The problem nowadays, when you sign a contract, they don't want to live out the whole contract. Have a good year, they want to renegotiate.
Walter's second punt. They're caught at the 11-yard line by Chuck Levy. 39-yard punt into a pretty good breeze here in San Francisco. The Niners get it again, leading 10-0. Next week, don't miss Fox NFL Sunday, when America's most watched pregame show will be live from Green Bay for the big game between the Cowboys and the Packers, plus other regional action. Coverage begins at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, right here on Fox. Check local listings for the game and time in your area. Your area is Atlanta. That's where we're staying there. And there is Dwayne Board, who coaches Stubblefield and Young. And on 1st and 10, here comes Garrison Hurst, who spins his way for a couple, even playing with the bruised shoulder. Dwayne Board was a good one. One of the early free agent signees with this franchise.
Wouldn't it be fun to be him and be able to coach Bryant Young and Dana Stubblefield? Not a bad assignment. I think I could even coach those two a little bit. I'd be close.
As far as you know, maybe. 2nd down and 7. Niners have scored both times they've had the ball today. Hurst again, following a block from Floyd, cuts back inside. Some nice swarming defense by Carolina. Greg Cragen and Lamar Lathan were there to shut the door. It'll set up 3rd and long for the 49ers.
Well, here's that sideways run, and it's going to be a counter, and they're going to try to come all the way out this way, and it gets ugly because you have to hold the blocks along. This is old 49er offense, which they can't quite throw away yet. And you can see the good Panther defense running and chasing and able to stop that old counter cross the formation, long taking run.
3rd and 6. Kirby is in the backfield, and Owens comes in motion. Young has to get to the 21. On the run, there goes Young. He's got the first down. The 3rd best rushing quarterback in the history of the NFL. Mike Minner, the rookie from Nebraska, makes the stop. It's a gain of 7 and a first down.
And the Panthers had on a blitz. They're blitzing from inside with the inside linebackers and the outside linebackers, so they get good pressure. And they flush him and chase him. And a little smarter than he used to be. He got down, got on the ground before anybody hit him. Steve Young not taking the whack in the head like he did for years.
Randall Cunningham, Fran Tarkington, Steve Young, the top 3 of all time. 1st and 10, handoff. Garrison Hurst spins free, and he's out to the 37-yard line. That's a first down run, the pickup of 13 by Garrison Hurst, who has the most yards by a San Francisco running back since Ricky Waters in 1992.
Well, he pops free, and we got 2 young safeties. We got Mike Minner and Chad Cota, and they ought to get him down, but they don't. Full speed running, coming after him. Nice job of running over those 2 young safeties by Garrison Hurst.
And Hurst again on 1st down and 10, picks up 3. Sam Mills makes the stop. Garrison Hurst is the guy that Bob McKittrick, who is the offensive line coach, says is the difference with this offense this year for San Francisco.
Well, you're seeing the running game go right straight forward because the guards now are bigger than the tackles. Kevin Gogan and Ray Brown are huge people, so they run straight ahead, and they end up being the #1 team in time of possession. They're taking the clock like they've been doing all year.
2nd down and 8 from the 38. Good fake by Young. He's got time. Now it leaves. Sean King was in his face, but Young is downfield to Greg Clark. It's a first down completion of 18 yards. He's at the Carolina 44-yard line. And Greg Clark makes his 7th reception of the season, the rookie from Stanford.
Well, the rookie from Stanford wants to rock. This is a bootleg. Every other quarterback probably would have to run it because they have the bootleg all shut down, but he slides around and finds Clark coming all the way from the backside.
Well, they knew when they got him out of Stanford he was an exceptional blocker, but he's a better receiver than they thought.
And that's what he wants. He wants the ball. Here's a guy that came from Rick's Junior College. Remember old Ricky? He went to Rick's Junior College in Idaho. And from there to Stanford, we got a wide open.
Fake reverse. William Floyd inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Well, it looked like he came out early. When I looked down on the field, there was nobody within 20 yards of him. Big mistake by the secondary for the Panthers.
Harry Anderson will try the extra point. That is a career-long 44-yard touchdown by William Floyd. Anderson on the Thompson hold. San Francisco has had the ball 3 times. They score 3 consecutive possessions. William Floyd goes in. His first touchdown reception of the year. San Francisco 17-0 over Carolina. Now time for Aflac trivia question. Since 1978, who is the only team to clinch their division after 11 games? Something that San Francisco can do today with a win. Kickoff by Thompson after the touchdown pass to Floyd. And Michael Bates slips, regains his footing, being chased by Drakeford, and here he goes. Michael Bates is finally taken down by the kicker, Tommy Thompson, out near the 45-yard line. Curtis Buckley brings him down along with Thompson. That's a 40-yard pickup, and Brad Seeley, the special team coach, very happy with that one. Of course, it was Bates a year ago who returned one 58 yards. Here's the touchdown.
Watch William Floyd. This is not hard. He's going to go flatten up, and whoever has the curl, once you're in the curl, you take whoever crosses your face man to man, and they have a bust, and it looks like the young free safety Mike Minner is chasing. Watch how he gets pad under pad on Tyrone Poole, and Floyd gets low man wins and gets the touchdown.
First down and 10, handoff. Fullback Scott Green plows his way into San Francisco territory. He picks up 9 on first down to the 46-yard line. Green in his second year, in the last year a 6th-round pick out of Michigan State.
And we promised Scott Green we'd say hello to his brother Danny. His brother Danny back in New York. He's got another brother, Billy. He's playing special teams at Michigan State.
17-0 San Francisco. Second down and 1. Carolina best position right now at the 46. And he swings a pass downfield, and it's caught by tight end Wesley Walls. It's a gain of 14. And Walls, of course, very familiar to San Francisco fans because he was a former #2 pick by this organization.
And he had to leave this organization and go to the Saints, and then he had to leave the Saints to come with the Carolina Panthers before he got a chance to go to the Pro Bowl. Nice catch. Ball a little bit high, but he brought it into his body.
First down and 10 yards to go from the 32-yard line. Green, the fullback, is on the move. Green will block, and the handoff goes to rookie Fred Lane. He tries to cut the corner, and then he is being chased by Lee Woodall, a former college safety. Woodall's got the speed of a running back like Lane.
That's what impressed me on that play. Lane should have been eaten up and not allowed to turn the corner, but he's so fast that he runs away from Lee Woodall, who is an excellent fast linebacker.
He played at Division II Westchester. Tailback, fullback, and defensive back in college.
And look at those two guys run. Now you got 2 fast players, but Lee Woodall wasn't fast enough to take Fred Lane.
Second down. Play action by Collins, and Green juggles it and reels it in. He's down to the 26-yard line, picking up 2 yards on the play, which will set up third down and about 5.
And here's why Scott Green was the most valuable player at Michigan State for a couple years. This is a bad throw by Collins. It's way out. Watch this catch. Tips it up, keeps his eyes on it, makes the catch. What a great effort by that young man.
Last year it was Howard Griffith in that position. Griffith left for free agency. That opened the door for Green in his second season.
And last year Green had 26 tackles in special teams, so they miss him there. But he's worth missing because he's so good on the offense.
Here's Anthony Johnson trying to go outside and corralled at the 29. Loses 2.5. Tyrone Drakeford was there, and he makes the stop. And so now it'll be fourth down. And let's see what Carolina's going to try to do with the ball down at the 28-yard line.
Well, you're at the 30, so if you do anything at all, you got a field goal. Watch all this misdirection. They fake a reverse, come back on an underneath handoff, pull in the backside guard, and when all that's done, you may have lost your field goal. Go straight ahead, try to get your first down, make it easier for your kicker.
John Casey will try a 46-yard field goal into the teeth of a very tough San Francisco wind. He's got the distance, and he puts it through, and Carolina is on the board for the first time. Carolina scores for the first time in 2 weeks. Casey from 46 yards away. It's 17-3, the 49ers. All right, back to our Aflac trivia question today. Since 1978, who is the only team to clinch their division after 11 games? The answer, the 1985 Chicago Bears clinched the NFC Central Division in 11 games. San Francisco can match that with the win today over Carolina. John Casey, the former Seahawk, to kick off. And into that wind, it's caught by Chuck Levy. And there's a flag thrown as Levy is spun down at the 17-yard line. In fact, 2 flags are thrown on the return. Mike Minner, the rookie, was the guilty party on the play. Right now from McDonald's Game Break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center in Hollywood.
Evan, here's the visual reinforcement of what you said. First tie since November 19th, 1989. That's because Chris Bonio misses a 40-yard field goal. Baltimore and Philly end in a tie. Yep, the expression says it all. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Well, I hate to say I was involved in the last tie, but I used to broadcast the Kansas City Chiefs. I was at that game, Old Municipal Stadium in Cleveland. First time Marty Schottenheimer got back to play the Browns, 1989. Lowry missed 3 field goals for the Kansas City Chiefs on that wintry day in Cleveland, Ohio. And from the 8-yard line, first down and 10. Garrison Hurst runs for no gain. Mark Harris held on the return. There he is, a reserve wide receiver who is the camp MVP for the 49ers. And with his penalty on the return, they march him back. That's the first San Francisco penalty today.
And again, the 49ers went into that sideways running game, trying to run the sweep, picking up 0 yardage.
Steve Young today throwing the ball 8 of 9. He's got it 2nd and 11. Now he is 9 of 10. Terrell Owens on a cross and a first down. He gives San Francisco some breathing space out to the 21-yard line as Sam Mills brings him down. First down, San Francisco.
And the slant route off the end zone against the 49ers, you could name any wide receiver. This could be Dwight Clark. This is what they've been doing for years. This could be a guy named Jerry Rice. Dwight Clark, you name them, they run them.
Well, is it the system or is it the players?
Well, it's a system. You have to go in there and make those plays. They've been doing it pretty well for a long time.
William Floyd on a 1st and 10 handoff and yanked by Lamar Lathan after a gain of 5.
Now watch the guards. The guards are bigger than the tackles. So this is why you run man-to-man blocking and cut it back. Here's Gogan, ex-Raider. Here's Brown, ex-Redskin. Big, huge people. Push and shove. And the only guy left to make the play, Lamar Lathan, on block from the backside, has to chase it down.
They don't miss many meals, do they?
No, they don't. Now, Derek Deese, the tackle, and Kirk Scrafford, they're smaller than the big, huge guard. So it's a little different here.
There's Floyd leaving with looks like something in his eye.
Look at the size of those guards.
Before this year, Jerry, this line had not played next to the guy on this line until this year. They were all kind of just jumbled up, thrown in a hat, and out they came. 2nd down and 5. Garrison Hurst brought down, and again, Lamar Lathan jumps on his back and brings him down. It'll set up 3rd and about 4.
We're just talking about the size of the guards. Watch him pull. Leading the play to the outside. That's Ray Brown. Ray Brown got on the scale. You know what the scale said? One of you'll have to get off. You're talking about over 300 pounds. Come back when you're alone is what the scale says when these 2 guards get on the scale.
2-minute warning. San Francisco with it. They've scored each of their 3 possessions today. Wonderful view of San Francisco coming up in the Dockers halftime. JB and Terry will bring you scores and highlights from around the NFL. Our Fox Sports ticker will have up to the second stats. That's all coming up in the Dockers Khakis halftime. Great day for Steve Young. He has run a touchdown in. He has thrown a touchdown pass. He is 9 of 10.
9 of 10.
His counterpart, Kerry Collins, not quite as good. 3 of 7 with that interception. 3rd and 4, and they blow that dead before it had a chance to begin. With 1:58 remaining here in the 2nd quarter, Jerry Austin is our referee today.
Always does a good job.
Prior to the snap, ball start, number 83, 5 yards, still 3rd down.
Wide receiver J.J. Stokes.
A wide receiver has to look into the football. When he gets in his position, his head should be looking to the inside so he doesn't move before the ball is snapped.
But he's playing at home. It should be quiet enough that he could just hear the cadence, huh?
Isn't that something? There he was up there, and he wasn't looking. He was going to go block. Tells you it was going to be a run. He went off to get a block.
3rd down 9. Young with the blitz on. Dumps it off. Caught by J.J. Stokes. Wiggles his way out to the 31. Chad Cota brings him down, and the blitz was put on by Damon Peary.
And a well-conceived blitz. But one thing that Steve Young will do, he'll bring the ball out even when you turn people loose. So they had a free rusher on block by human hands, and he completes the pass.
So on that 3rd and long, they come up short by a good yard. So it's 4th and 1. First time they've had to punt today. And here is Tommy Thompson. Tyrone Poole is back. Winslow Oliver was put on the inactive list for today. Thompson's a good one. And with the wind at his back, he jacks it down to the 21-yard line. Tyrone Poole gets a block and then is collared at the 32-yard line and brought down by Randy Kirk, who's the guy that snapped the ball.
Whenever you can have your center not only make a good snap but go down and make a tackle, it's like playing with an extra man, because most of the centers won't go down there and get that done.
Absolutely. 49-yard punt, 11-yard return. Folks, a reminder, this game is presented by authority of the NFL, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the expressed written consent of the San Francisco 49ers and the National Football League is prohibited. Each team with 3 timeouts on a cloudy day with the Goodyear blimp overhead here in San Francisco. From the 32-yard line, 1st and 10 for Kerry Collins. Blitz was out at the side, so he throws, and it is caught at the 40 by tight end Wesley Walls. His 2nd catch today. He picks up 8, and a timeout taken. Carolina burns there first. A little conversation between Capers and his quarterback, with Carolina trailing by 14. Young touchdown pass, a Young touchdown run. Carolina got a 46-yard field goal from Casey. 17-3 San Francisco. 2nd and short. Carolina down to 2 timeouts remaining. We're just before halftime. Collins, good time, throws the ball. What a catch made. 35-yard line. Mark Carrier picks up 25 yards. And the 11-year veteran who has played with Tampa Bay and Cleveland makes a great grab now in his 3rd year with Carolina. From the 34, 1st and 10. Collins guns a pass, and that is caught by Ray Caruth, the rookie from Colorado, who was held without a catch last week in Denver. So Collins getting his rhythm. Caruth makes the grab right there. Carolina is on the move. They began this drive back at their 32. A long pass with an acrobatic catch by Mark Carrier puts them deep in San Francisco territory. Collins trailing 17-3 with a timeout left.
Well, if you have a timeout left, you get the 1st down. You're in field goal range, and then you can have 3 passes to the end zone. What's important here, Kevin, get your 1st down, get a timeout, and then light it up in the end zone before you try your kick.
2nd down, 3 from the 27 of San Francisco. Collins, great time, quick throw, caught, 1st down, Carolina.
He's spiking it, not using the timeouts, going to spike it.
Rocket Ismail makes his 1st catch today, the 24th of the season. And he'll spike the ball down to 16 seconds left. The timeout does remain for Carolina.
Well, they got it huddled up. They're walking around like they called a timeout.
Busy day in the NFL. Green Bay lost today in Indianapolis. Kansas City kicked a field goal. We had a tie game in overtime.
Don't forget Detroit, and Detroit beating Minnesota.
So now, with Tampa Bay winning, Green Bay and Minnesota losing, JB and Terry will take you through the standings in the very tough NFC Central.
Now this ball, Kevin, has to go to the end zone.
2nd down, 10. Collins, good time. He'll throw to the side, and it is caught at the 9-yard line by Mark Carrier, who's been wonderful on this drive. The clock is down to 8 seconds. Quick timeout taken by Carolina, and they've just burned their last one. But they've done a very good job working the clock, and Collins has looked sharp. Timeout, Panthers. Late seconds remaining. Carolina, no timeouts. They're going to try for 3. Do they have time to go in the end zone one time?
Well, you can get in the end zone 5 seconds. They have 3 left, but they never should have thrown that route to use their timeout. The route should have went to the end zone because you got your field goal range already.
27-yard attempt by Casey. He's already booted one through from 46, and today he is 2 of 2. And Carolina puts 3 more on the board with 4 seconds to play, and Brad Seeley's special teams unit come up with 3. And they cash in. And Jerry, they had to get something. Coming out of that drive before halftime with nothing would have been disastrous.
But what they had, Kevin, they're already in field goal range. Casey's going to kick the field goal anyway. Don't throw an out route that takes your timeout away and leaves you with 8 seconds. That ball should have been caught or incomplete in the end zone. You either got a touchdown or you're coming back kicking the field goal. All you got out of that was the little out route catch.
Last year, Dom Capers and his Carolina team came into this ballpark and had perhaps the most memorable day in the history of the franchise. Collins enjoyed his finest day as a pro. 3 touchdown passes, over 320 yards. Steve Young was sacked 5 times. Carolina forced 4 turnovers with their great defense. With the victory, the Panthers clinched their first ever playoff spot, and how ironic to see Kevin Green, who is now on the opposite side wearing the crimson, black, and gold of San Francisco.
Well, not only that, the guy he was hugging was Pat Terrell, who was also a safety, and they've pulled him out of there. He's not playing anymore. And they've made some changes on their team trying to get better athletes on the Panthers squad. And I think, you know, they may have better athletes, but they don't have that chemistry. They don't have that good feeling and playing like a family anymore.
So after Casey's 27-yard field goal, they'll keep it on the ground and picked up like a shortstop in baseball. Ironically enough, on the baseball infield of the San Francisco Giants, it's Terry Kirby who fields it and takes it out to the 41-yard line. And that will close out our first half here in San Francisco. That's into the first half. San Francisco 17-6. JB and Terry along next from the Fox Television Center after these messages from your local station.
Dockers Halftime, brought to you by Dockers Khakis. Standard equipment at tailgate parties everywhere. Nice pants.
Nice pants on the Blonde Bomber along with James Brown. Let's take you to the Dockers Halftime here. San Francisco looking to return the favor by sweeping the Panthers this year. Good start, 17-6 at the half.
North Turner hoping to sweep the Cowboys this year, but it's Troy Aikman handing off to Emmitt Smith, the big first half, 56 yards rushing, 12 on this carry. And there you have it, and a field goal deal. 6-0 Cowboys hosting the Redskins.
Boy, poor Bears, Terry.
Oh, yeah.
23-0. Jets lead them in the second quarter. Hey, Mitchell and company up in the Vikings, snap their 6-game win streak. Colts win a shootout against the Packers. Packers drop to 8-3 now. Patriots lose to the Buccaneers. Buccaneers control the ball, as Terry said. So the standings look like this. Now a 3-way tie in the NFC Central. Tampa Bay snaps a 14-game, make that a 14-year losing streak with that victory there. Giants win it over the Cardinals 19-10. Giants stay atop the NFC East. Ravens and Eagles tie, first tie since November '89. Cleveland and Kansas City by the same score. Kansas City 2-point winner over the Broncos today. Jaguars 17-9 over the Oilers. Jimmy Smith 158 yards receiving in that contest. Cordell Stewart threw 2 touchdown tosses as the Steelers up in the Bengals by 17.
Whoa.
And Terry, you called it.
Take notice. 2017 Saints are back. Way to go, Mike Dick. A little fine. There you go. Who cares? Falcons 27-21. Chandler. There you go. Jamal Anderson. Big deals. 27-21. Falcons over the Rams.
You said to take notice. All right, folks, we showed you the scores. We will embellish it with highlights, including that wild game, Green Bay and Indianapolis. Others will get local news. See you back in a bit.
Full attack, Green Bay pack, bring the noise, Cowboys. Big guns, fast runs, cheese heads, cold red, big time intimidation, maybe some retaliation. Bet you Brady deal, gonna put on quite a show.
What a spectacular play.
Can't miss this.
This is unbelievable.
Foxman.
Yeah.
The Fox NFL Sunday pregame show live from Green Bay next week.
Back here at the Blonde Bomber, I'm James Brown for the Dockers Halftime. Barry Sanders looking to lead the Lions over the Vikings.
Leading rusher in the NFL, but can he catch a pass? Absolutely, out of the backfield. Waits and makes a move to the inside, breaks to the outside. 34-yard reception down to the 1-yard line. It's Detroit 17-0 over the Minnesota Vikings. Then Tommy Vardell goes over from 1 yard out. His 3rd touchdown of the day. There's your final, 38-15.
Dorsey Levens, 3 TDs today, TB.
Great effort by Favre. Great effort by Levens. Touchdown, pack up by 7. Favre back, looking to get more. Fire steps up, guns it, overshoots his man. And there's waiting on it, Robert Blackman. He ladders to Jason Belzer. He takes off 44 yards. It's a touchdown. Colts up by 10, 24-14. And then Favre back, looking for Antonio Freeman. Key to safety. Where is he? Too far left. There you go. Gunning in the skinny post. Second touchdown of the day. Packing up. Colts tied up until this. Kerry Blanchard, 20-yarder, and Green Bay loses to Indianapolis, 41-38.
Your ex-teammate Tony Dungy doing a job.
That's right. Buccaneers looking for their first winning season, or their first 500 season in 14 years. There's Dilford, Dave Moore, 7-yard touchdown, 17-0 Tampa, and then Bledsoe sacked 5 times, intercepted by Donnie Abram, eventually gets pulled, and there's a big win for Tampa.
You like Danny Cannell.
I like it because he makes things happen, JB. Steps up, fires, Amani Toomer down the sideline. There's the reception, 56-yard touchdown, 19-10, Giants over the Cardinals.
Neil Smith wearing a Broncos uniform. I won't do that to you, TB.
Don't do it, baby, but one thing you got to love movement by quarterbacks. There's, you see Rich Gannon out of the backfield. He hooks up with Dana Hughes, 5 yards. It's 14-13 KC. And then this 54-yard field goal by Pete Stoyanovich. And there's your final 24-22 KC over Denver.
TB especially loves it when we go this fast. He loves it.
A Southern tongue, man.
Southern tongue.
Right.
Dockers halftime continues after this.
You're watching Fox NFL Sunday.
Back to San Francisco, where the 49ers lead Carolina 17-6. With Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan. An interesting first half and a lot on the line. If Carolina wins, their whole season could turn. If San Francisco wins, they win the division, and they tie Chicago for the earliest capture of a division title since 1985.
But I look at Carolina right before the half. They're not playing with that urgency. Awful conservative with 8 seconds. Come out and kick the field goal. Why not put it in the end zone? The pass before that, ate up their timeout. Get a little out route. I think the ball should have been going in the end zone those last 2 plays.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights, and they were all really from San Francisco. And it begins on this, a 39-yard penalty against Carolina.
We sure couldn't find the error there by the Tyrone. And there are good coverage by the Panthers. Made Young run, and of course the way he runs it in for a touchdown.
There he found his wide open fullback, William Floyd.
Busted coverage, but a good job of getting low under Tyrone Poole, getting it in for the touchdown. He wanted to throw there or to the tight end. He has the tight end or the back, and the Carolina Panthers do a good job. But look at this hole. This hole opens up, and he's one guy that can squirt through at the quarterback position.
Steve Young has had a great afternoon. He is the #1 rated quarterback in the NFL, and today playing like it. 10 of 11, 149 yards, a touchdown. He has hit his last 7 receivers.
And this interception by Kerry Collins, just an ugly bad throw. Threw it right to the all-pro safety Tim McDonald.
There's Kerry Collins, who was shut out with his offense last week in Denver. Experienced one of the worst weeks in the history of the franchise. Shut out for the first time. They allowed 3 touchdowns on returns, 2 on the kick, and 1 interception. The defense was okay. They sacked Elway 3 times, but they gave it away 4 times. And Jerry, as you take a look at Carolina, they didn't have a lot of turnovers a season ago. One of the huge differences between this year and last year.
In the turnover ratio you're talking about, there are always a plus. Ended up, I think, this season with a +13, and they're not getting that done this year.
So Casey will kick it off for Carolina. Deep back is Chuck Levy. He is inside the 5-yard line. Ahani Awezike is not active today, still battling a bad foot. Terry Kirby will take it out of the end zone a yard deep, and he's got some room to roam, and there he goes. Kirby's on the move. The kicker, Casey, chasing. He's got blockers, and San Francisco will score the touchdown. Terry Kirby takes that down Highway 101, a 101-yard kickoff return as San Francisco comes out of the locker room blazing.
And in the past, when you played the 49ers, you did not worry about their special teams. George Kirby, special teams coach that came over from Tampa Bay, has changed the attitude in the play.
Extra point by Gary Anderson. So after going all these years without allowing a kick return of any kind, in 2 weeks, Carolina has given up 3 kick returns, 2 punt returns last week for touchdowns. And Brad Seeley's special teams unit today giving off a 101 kickoff return from Terry Kirby.
Watch this lane open up, and Kirby hits it on the run. There's the lane, and he's hitting 100 miles an hour. And there's no way the kicker has a chance in catching him.
And look at all these blockers right there.
And again, you have to go back to George Kirby, special teams coach that Seifert hired. Seifert brought in last year because he said, we've never been excelled on special. We had such good offense, such good defense. George Stewart, pardon me, I've been saying it wrong, it's George Stewart. The philosophy was just don't make a mistake. Just don't make a mistake.
First 2 years, this organization didn't have any special team problems with kickoff or punt returns. In 2 weeks, they've had 3 returned on them for touchdowns.
Wow, to imagine that, 2 punts in the first quarter a week ago, start the second half all the way back for a touchdown with a kickoff return. And George Kirby on this sideline, George Stewart on this sideline, he's going to be excited. There he is right there.
Came from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers were renowned for special teams. And Jerry, I think you talked about this yesterday. Up until a couple years ago, San Francisco didn't care about special teams.
They didn't care a thing about it. He used to coach at the Pittsburgh Steelers under Chuck Noll. He went from Pittsburgh to Tampa Bay. And finally, George Seifert said, let's try to excel in the kicking game like we do on offense and defense, and brought him in for his last season.
Reserve tight end Walter Rasby gets the low kick from Thompson. And Carolina will get it, trailing 24-6. And through 1 half, here are the numbers.
Surprisingly, the 49ers rushing yardage only 45. That will change now because of the score of this game.
2 sacks, too, by San Francisco's defense. How does Carolina respond from the 37? First down and 10 yards to go. Collins whacked as he throws the ball, and it's caught by the tight end Wesley Walls. And Walls, who is the #1 receiving tight end in the NFC, #3 in the NFL, and #1 among tight ends in touchdown receptions, is brought down by Gary Plummer after the first down catch.
Here's Wesley Walls at the tight end position. Breaks out of your camera. Good throw, good catch, and he'll run after the catch. As good as any tight end playing today.
One-time Niner, one-time Saint. First and 10 handoff, and it goes to Fred Lane. He takes it by the 40 and picks up about 4 to the 39 of San Francisco.
And a good inside run, power attack, but with the score, they can't do much of that. The score is 24-6. Which means you've got to get rid of the conservative offense, and you got to start airing it out to get back in the ballgame.
Kind of like last week, they were so far behind against Denver, they had to throw out their game plan and throw all the time.
Well, they're back to that already in this game. He's audibling on this one. Kerry Collins.
Second down and 6. They shift in the eye. Collins had trouble with the snap, picks it up, throws the pass, caught by Ray Caruth. Second reception today by the rookie from Colorado. Tackle made by Rod Woodson. It's a gain of about 3.
Excellent job by Kerry Collins. He misses the snap. The snap's mishandled. He reaches down, grabs the ball, gets it fixed in his hand, and throws it. Good job of not getting flustered when you didn't have the ball in your hand.
It's 3rd down and 1. Collins, quick throw, and caught. First down, picked up. Mark Carrier He's inside the 15, inside the 10, and down to the San Francisco 9. It's a gain of 25. Carrier has been a one-man offensive show today for Carolina.
And watch Darnell Walker. He didn't know where the ball is. Here's Darnell for the 49ers. It's a full press bump and run. Got his left hand on him like he's supposed to. Looks back in for the football. And Darnell fell asleep. He didn't know the play was still live. Not a good job.
4 catches today, 69 yards for Mark Carrier.
Jumping off sides.
Number 85.
Tight end.
5 yards, but still first down.
So first and goal from the 10, now goes first and goal from the 15.
Wesley Walls moved before the ball was snapped. I think the crowd noise hurt Wesley Walls on that one.
Third penalty today on Carolina. No touchdowns on the opening drive last 11 games to open the second half. First and goal. Collins flush from the pocket, chased by Stubblefield, throws a pass, caught at the 6. Ray Caruth is down to the 4. Collins looking like the Collins of old, picks up 11 to the rookie wide receiver Caruth.
I'm glad you said that. What a job by Collins. Nobody's open. He's ready to throw, nothing to do. So now he moves on his own and buys time and allows Caruth to get here. Man, there's nobody open here. Now he moves, and a good job to Caruth.
Looks more confident.
Well, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen him play like that for a while. Take the handcuffs off. Let him go.
No rushing touchdowns allowed by San Francisco this year. Fred Lane, touchdown on the ground. Carolina. And that's how they respond to a 101-yard kickoff return by the Niners to open the second half, as they shred San Francisco's #1 ranked defense, moving downfield and getting a touchdown.
Well, you don't question their heart. What could be more deflating than having the opening kickoff brought all the way back for a touchdown, and then you gotta love them. They come right back with good spirit, good fight, and stick it right in on the #1 defense in the National Football League.
And we just showed you that San Francisco had not allowed a rushing touchdown all year until the rookie Fred Lane punches it in. Casey gets the extra point. New game in San Francisco. 24-13. The Niners.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Cadillac DeVille for the time of your life. By Dockers Khakis. Hey, nice pants. By the U.S. Army. Be a part of the toughest, smartest Army in the world. Be all you can be. And by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Carolina just scored a running touchdown against San Francisco. The ensuing kick by John Casey, picked up by Chuck Levy. He'll take it out of the end zone. And this time, Carolina puts the handcuffs on San Francisco's return game out to the 22-yard line. Carolina showing some moxie, down 24-13. Rookie running back with a touchdown run on San Francisco.
What they did, they came with a power eye, so they went 1, 2, 3 to the blocking back, and watch the quarterback's going to open up away from the blocking back, and they took all those people out by the formation, and he runs right over Ken Norton Jr. because Ken Norton Jr. was playing to the power back side.
He can't settle down. He's pretty excited. First and 10 handoff. William Floyd for a gain of a couple. Make it second. I guess when you score your team's first third-quarter touchdown this year against the #1 defense that hasn't allowed a rushing touchdown all season, you'd be jumping up and down too.
He wants that ball. He's telling his defense, give me the ball.
Last week he had 18 yards against Denver. They thought they'd bench him. Bianca Batuka could play today, has not. Lane has had a monster day. Second down 8. Young gets away from 1. That was Les Miller being chased by Mike Fox, and out of bounds he goes. Michael Burrow was chasing. Michael Fox was chasing, and out of bounds goes quarterback Steve Young after a gain of 4.
Well, that's the #1 play for the San Francisco West Coast Bill Walsh offense, but you got Steve Young. I could go draw this play up and go down the library, and it's not going to work because when it's shut off, Steve Young just runs, takes off.
Hold, wait. You in a library?
In next door to the library, on the grass. No, I'm not going in the library. I'm going to play next to the library.
And now there, you straightened it out for us. 3rd down and 4 from the 28-yard line. Young with time throws a bit. It's almost picked off after it deflects off the outstretched hands of William Floyd. And Eric Davis just about got the ricochet. San Francisco's got a punt. And maybe a bit of a change in momentum now.
Well, that's the bullet that the Panthers needed to. They needed to make this play. They needed to get this tip, this deflection. It's a good throw right off Williams. And that's the play they needed to make to have a short field to get back in this football game.
Tommy Thompson will punt. Young, before that incompletion, had hit 7 consecutive receivers. Low punt. Tyrone Poole to the 47-yard line. So Carolina will get it back with great position after the 8-yard return, trailing 24-13. San Francisco leads at 24-13 over Carolina. There goes Tim McDonald to the locker room. Taking his place will be Frankie Smith. Going in for a foot x-ray. He has problems, and there is Smith for San Francisco. 9.5 to play here in the 3rd quarter. 24-13 Niners. Best beginning field position for Carolina. And the handoff. Scott Green. Not a whole lot there. And the #1 defense in the NFL gives up 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down, 8 yards to go. And this game summary brought to you by Budweiser. Panthers, with their last 3 possessions, have scored 3 consecutive times. San Francisco on their first 3 scored. Steve Young has been a vital part of San Francisco's success today. 2nd down and 8 from the 49. Collins throws, caught. The rookie, Ray Caruth, 1st down, San Francisco's 39. It's a pickup of 12, tackle made by Rod Woodson.
Well, when you liked the Panthers a year ago, they threw a couple of routes. They threw the quick slant and they threw the fade stop. They didn't have a whole lot of other things they did, but they did these well. And there's the quick slant. That's something Kerry Collins can throw as good as anybody in football. They have to go back to just the few good plays that they could run a year ago.
They should go to Caruth. They've thrown to him 4 times. He's caught it 4 times. 1st down and 10. Collins, swing pass. Lane slips, regains his footing, and is brought down by Lee Woodall.
And very wet right there. Very wet. I walked down on that field again before the game started, and a lot of rain here last night and this morning. And you can see the players slipping. The last thing that Mariucci told his team at the practice yesterday was bring 3 pairs of shoes with all different types of cleats, because the grass, the field will change as we play.
46-yard field goal, 27-yard field goal, 4-yard touchdown run by Lane. He lost 4 on that play. 2nd down and 14. Collins, great time, throws, dropped by Rocket Ismail. They acquired him in a trade with the Oakland Raiders. He had hit quarterback Kerry Collins 7 consecutive passes until this one right here.
Well, you got to say he hit 8. Watch his pass protection, because this is a good throw. What I don't like, if they hang on to this pass, they've gained a yard. You got to remember what the score is. You can't be throwing 1-yard routes to the Rocket. Get the Rocket downfield.
Good day for Collins. He's got a 3rd and 14. They've got to get down to the 29-yard line. Collins throws a pass, caught for a 1st down by Ismail. Collins right on the money, and he works it to the 26. It's a pickup of 17.
Well, Don Capers told us last night they got to get the ball to the Rocket. He never said Ismail. He just calls him the Rocket. And the Rocket's going to go down and run a turn-in on the top of the number. Watch the numbers. There's the 30-yard line. Get to the top. There's the top of the number. And the quarterback knows where he's going to go, so he's just gunning it to the top of the number.
So they needed 14. They got 17. 1st and 10 from the 26. Carolina moving again. Fred Lane stuck by Merton Hanks. First time we've called Merton Hanks today. He picks up 2. 2nd down and 8.
I can't figure this play out. They're going to give the ball to Fred Lane and say, we're not blocking that way. You go over there by yourself. They're going to run him this way. The fullback's going to go this way. And they're outnumbered. They got a free man. They got 2 free whackers. They got Ken Norton Jr. saying, nobody's blocking me. Not a well-conceived play there.
Halfway through this 3rd quarter. 7th play of the Carolina drive. 2nd down, 8 to go. Collins throws. Great move on the play by Carrier. He gets a 1st down. The reverse spin. He's to the 14. Another Carolina 1st down.
You know what? They cut this guy. They cut this guy in training camp.
They thought Caruth and Muhammad would be their guys.
Well, whoever cut this guy, I'd get his name and I'd cut him. You can't cut Carrier. You think you'll compete? A little turn, a little spin, run away from Ken Norton Jr.? Find out who's cutting these players and hire somebody else.
On the 14, 1st and 10. Collins throws again right on the mark. Caught 5-yard line. That time brought in Mark Carrier. He picks up 9 on the play. Shy of a 1st down by a yard.
Watch this. He's going against Darnell. Darnell's riding side saddle. That means the out route's going to be open. They roll their hips over. It's like reaching in and getting a handful of popcorn.
Well, Darnell Walker was caught with his hand in the jar. He's taking the place of the injured Marquez Pope. And look at the difference from the 1st half to the 2nd half for Collins.
9 out of 10.
2nd down, 1. Collins throws right through the hands of Wesley Walls. That was a touchdown.
It was a split formation, which everybody that knows football was hollering, it is a pass, it is a pass. They're not going to run sideways out of this, but it still should have been caught. But the ball has heat. There's heat on the ball and a little bit behind him, but you go to the Pro Bowl by making those catches.
And normally he does.
It's a real short. You got to get the 1st down here, Kevin. You got to go from 1st down.
It's 3rd and 1. The blitz was on. Green gets the call and may have submarined close, but where the outside official is running in, looks like he's going to be shy of the 1st down. That should set up 4th down and about a half yard. Gary Plummer, known for his run-stopping ability, plugged the gap.
And the quarterback wants to go for it on 4th down, but he's got to talk the head coach into it. Dom is kind of a conservative guy. And there's
John Casey.
There's Casey. He's trying to look at it through the sun. If you're the head coach, you're behind here.
We open up this telecast talking about Carolina's chemistry, about their character. 2nd half opens up with a San Francisco kickoff return of 101 yards. How does Carolina respond? They march right back and get a rushing touchdown themselves.
Yeah, and on the Fox pregame show, you know, their character and their want to was questioned. And I think you have to be careful. If you study the film, I haven't seen anybody not try. They're going for it too.
You like it?
Oh yeah, come on, let's try to win this thing. Dom, that away. I'd give them 3 attaboys and let them go.
You may give him 3 attaboys, but all he needs is 1 yard.
Oh, you gotta love the 49er crowd now. They're trying to help. Listen to this crowd. They're trying to be the 12th man here in San Francisco.
Collins, play action, throwing in the end zone, and caught for a touchdown!
What a catch! Woo!
Wesley Walls, 5-yard touchdown reception on Steve Mariucci's #1 ranked defense.
Well, when he threw that ball, I knew they did not have the points. I knew they could never score the touchdown when that ball came out of the quarterback's hands. And we just said Wesley Walls goes to Pro Bowl. You got to make tough catches. Well, guess what? He's going back to Pro Bowl again with this one. Look at this throw. Watch Wesley. Great catch.
That is the 5th touchdown reception by Walls in the last 4 games against San Francisco. And Carolina will try for 2. Anthony Johnson in the backfield. Collins will go to the air. He slips. And there was a fumble. And they blow it dead. They blow the ball dead as Blake Brockermeyer got up and ran with what appeared to be a fumble, but they say the ground caused it. They blow it dead. So
again,
the two-point try does not work.
That's that wet field, Kevin. That's that field. Look at the mud all over Brockermeyer. That's where I was down there walking, and you got a lot of sloppy turf down there.
We've got a game in San Francisco late in the third quarter. Carolina scores again.
Watch Wesley Walls. Watch the catch. The corners are going to fall in. Almost intercepted. And look at his feet. Watch his feet when he comes down. Almost a pick, a catch. Look at both feet. Wow, what a play. They're getting their money's worth out of him.
The #1 touchdown receiving tight end in the NFL. Wesley Walls, former San Francisco second-round pick. Casey to kick off for the Panthers. Chuck Levy, 2 yards deep, will bring it out for San Francisco, and he's out to the 18-yard line. 13 unanswered points here. Let's go back to our Fox Television Center in Hollywood. A McDonald's game break in James Brown.
Hey, Kevin, Saints picked off Warren Moon on the first play of overtime. Doug Bryan makes him pay. 38-yard field goal. Helped the Saints to win their second straight game. Warren obviously feeling the pain. Saints win it. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
Well, he goes out to Oakland. Ditka beats the Raiders, and he beats a playoff possible in Seattle today.
Wow, he should just stay out here on the West Coast. Play everybody out here.
Second consecutive week that Doug Bryan has kicked a game-winning field goal. Doug Bryan, a former kicker for San Francisco. From their own 18-yard line. Niners 1st and 10. Screen pass. Harrison Hurst gets a block. Cuts upfield. Has a first down. Runs to the 31-yard line. Michael Burrow chases him down after a gain of 13 yards.
Well, remember when you're playing the 49ers or if you're playing the Green Bay Packers, who the coach came here from the 49ers, when things get tough and things aren't going good, you're going to get the screen. So really not a good job by the Panthers. You gotta be hollering screen as soon as the game gets close again.
Good day for Young. First down and 10. Harrison Hurst. They can't bring him down. Digs his way for a gain of 5 to the 36. Off the bottom of the pile, Sam Mills. High above Candlestick Point today, the Goodyear Blimp Eagle has been providing the spectacular scenics of perhaps the most beautiful city in the world, San Francisco. Goodyear Blimps travel over 100,000 miles every year, covering major sporting events. Thank you, Captain Russell. Great shots today. Second down, 5. Hurst. Open field tackle made by Chad Cota. Gain of 2, setting up third down and a couple.
What they're doing, they're going with 2 tight ends to balance up the 3-4. Here's a tight end. Here's a tight end. This allows cutbacks. That makes the defense play square up. And look at that hole in the cutback. The only guy who can make the tackle is the safety coming all the way up and in there. And that's Chad Cota. And that's what he does.
How about the Niners running the ball today?
Well, look at last year. They ran 26 times in both games. And this year, they're up to 69 and still running that football.
3rd and 3. Well-conceived play. Tight end Brent Jones. First catch today. And the All-Pro tight end gets a gain of 11 when they needed 3. He's out to his own 49. Brent Jones has a bad wrist, has a bad foot, but here he is making a first down catch.
Well, here's fake bootleg. They're going to fake out here. You got the ball. He's going to run. And this tight end, Jones, get your giddy long going to the flat. Stick Lamar Latham first. And that's why it opened up. A little small thing. He blocked first and made Mike Minner, the rookie free safety, believe it was a run.
From the 49. First down and 10 yards to go. Young was hit as he threw. Spun around Lamar, and Latham got a hand on him, and a flag thrown at the 31.
Well, the flag was way downfield, 20 yards at the 30-yard line. This man called it, and he's saying, Austin, I got this. And Austin's saying, well, what do you have? So those two, he's telling Mr. Austin what he has.
That's the field judge, Jack Vaughn.
And there's Young. He'd like to tell everybody what he had.
He's smart enough to. He's a lawyer. And in typical lawyer fashion, he'll get in there and try to argue.
Try to plead his case.
It's against Carolina.
Had to be holding.
Number 34 of the defense. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
Well, he said 34. There is no 34 on the defense. Probably meant 37 and Chad Cota.
Let's see if we can see it. Where he's calling the hold. Oh, yeah, right there. Right there. That's the one he found.
First down, 46-yard line. Garrison Hurst follows Ray Brown. And then he keeps on his feet and spins to the 41 before Nebraska rookie Mike Minner brings him down. It's a gain of 6 on first down for Garrison Hurst.
And that's what makes a running game. Garrison Hurst had nowhere to go. Ray Brown roared up in there, and there was no hole, and he just spun and fell off. And that's the difference in this team. Remember, we're charting the total number of runs for both games.
Hurst was a 3rd pick in the draft by Arizona. Hurt his left knee as a rookie. Gained 1,000 yards for Arizona in '95. They let him go. They couldn't afford him. He went to Cincinnati. Came here during the offseason. Second down and long. 5. Play action by Young. Going deep. Almost intercepted. Incomplete. Mike Minner was double teaming Terrell Owens downfield. Incomplete pass.
Well, you wonder why Carolina's playing a rookie, because he's made about 4 errors, and now you'll see why he's playing a rookie. Tyrone Poole's in trouble, needs help inside, and watch, there's that rookie right there. The rookie can run. He'll make some mental errors, but they hope he grows up in a hurry and can play with no mental errors in that running ability.
Going up against a former college basketball player in Owens. Kirby in the backfield. 3rd down. Hit once. Young gets away. Somehow gets it to his 3rd down back, Kirby. Mills, and locks him up shy of a first down at the 37.
Only as Young does this. Nobody picks up the blitz. He's going to have a free blitzer coming right through here. No one's going to pick the blitz up. Only Young can do this and still make the play. That's Andre Royal untouched. He's all over the man. It does not matter. He makes a play to Terry Kirby.
4th and 1, Jerry. San Francisco will punt.
Crowd didn't like that, did they? I think if you're on the Panthers team now, you have to play a punt safe. Be sure there's no fake. Play for the no faking.
Tommy Thompson to punt for a 3rd time today. Deep back is Tyrone Poole. Winslow Oliver wasn't active, and there's a flag, and they purposely wanted to get to the delay of game and see if they can back up 5 more yards.
What was scary there, one of the Panthers' head was leaning over the ball, and he could have been paralyzed.
On the kicking team, that penalty is declined.
You're seeing more teams decline that call, aren't you?
Well, they don't want you to, be able to pooch kick it out at inside the 10. They hope this way the ball will go in the end zone and they'll be out at the 20.
With 1 second left in the 3rd quarter. Now, no time showing on the clock. And that'll do it. That'll close out our 3rd quarter with San Francisco leading 24-19. Fox NFL Sunday will continue after these messages from your local Fox station. Carolina Panthers have scored 13 unanswered points. They've closed the gap on San Francisco 24-19. With Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan. We are in San Francisco starting the 4th quarter. Tommy Thompson will punt. A lot on the line today for San Francisco. If they win the NFC West. Tyrone Poole is back. A high hanging punt by Thompson. And they'll leave it in the end zone. Touchback will be to the 20. So Carolina will get it. They've scored their last 4 consecutive possessions. Yet trailed by 5. Wonderful view of San Francisco, and Dom Capers is still talking with referee Jerry Austin. And he seems satisfied at the answer he was just given. Carolina begins it with the touchback on the Thompson punt. First down and 10 yards to go at the 20-yard line. Red Lane is in the backfield. Wesley Walls is in motion. A fumble on the snap, and a flag is thrown. And the Panthers are hoping it's on them, and sure enough, it was. So they get the ball because that thing was a live football.
On the offense.
And Kerry Collins could not find where the ball went to.
The ball was not snapped. 5 yards.
Ball was not snapped, they say.
First down.
The center is Frank Garcia.
The whole line's moving, and Frank's late.
Yeah, Frank is late.
That's when everybody's got the snap count except the center.
5th Carolina penalty. They had 4 last week in Denver. First down and 15 for the Panthers. Good block, giving Collins time. He throws behind fullback Scott Green. It's incomplete. The coverage by Darnell Walker taking the place of the injured Marquez Pope. It'll be second down.
And that was a changeup for the 49ers, Kevin. They went to a cover 2, which meant the corner, Darnell Walker, just sat in the flat and waited for whatever showed up. So that was a big changeup, and it kind of shocked Kerry Collins to be a little bit more patient to see if the man's open in the final minute.
Second down and 15. Handoff goes to Fred Lane. Got a hole. Whacked and brought down. Drilled after a 4-yard gain. Frank Smith brings him down. Smith taking the place of the injured Tim McDonald, who is in the San Francisco locker room getting his foot x-rayed. You can hear this, Jerry, all the way up here at Candlestick Point.
Pay attention in your living room. Listen up if you're out there. Hello. I think I drafted Frank Smith. I think I picked him out of somewhere when one of those teams I was with.
Yeah, he's played with Atlanta, Philadelphia, New England, and now San Francisco. You're right. Good memory. Third down and 10. Time for Collins. Throws the pass. Flag is thrown. Incomplete. They're going for Carrier. Flag is down at the 30-yard line. Rod Woodson and Mark Carrier, 2 wily veterans, jousting on the side.
Looks like we got a holding penalty. And while that was going on, Caruth was open, running down the sideline. You know, I'm sitting here wondering just how big was that opening kickoff return to the second half. You take that kickoff return out of this thing.
On the defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
You take it away, and San Francisco's done nothing in the second half.
See, they have no points, and the game's being dominated by a team that you got to love them. They got stung on the opening kickoff second half and came right back, and they're fighting pretty good.
Herbie returned it 101 yards to open the second half for San Francisco. But Carolina is on the move. First down from the 25. And Fred Lane gets maybe 2. Dana Stubblefield, who does not have a sack today, coming off a game where he had 4 against Philadelphia on Monday night, makes the tackle.
But watch the tackles. Watch Dana Stubblefield and Bryant Young play this. They don't have any sacks, but watch, there is absolutely no movement. And Skrebenak, who's a rather large person, never moved him an inch.
Lane's got 67 yards today. Second down, 8 to go. Empty backfield for Collins. Throws and almost picked up. It is intercepted by Lee Woodall on a ricochet, and Woodall comes up with his first interception of the year. The second thrown by Collins, and San Francisco has come up with a huge play here in the 4th.
And I don't like that empty backfield because it tells everybody that it's definitely a pass, and you can change your call for your defensive line.
Linebacker Lee Woodall, a former defensive back in college, showing some of that skill.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Mazda. Come see what happens when a car company has more engineers and fewer accountants. Mazda. By Miller Lite, now official beer sponsor of the NFL. And by Texaco, a world of energy.
We got all kinds of blimps, don't we? I just want the top of your screen, our camera from the Goodyear blimp showing the field. A Lee Woodall interception leads San Francisco to the 34 of Carolina. First down and 10. Carolina's second interception today. Harrison Hurst brought down by Mike Fox, has missed the last couple games with an injury. The former New York Giant, Mike Fox.
And a big hole opens up, and watch how quickly it closes. There's going to be a big running lane here. And watch the secondary and the linebackers. Here comes Chad Cota from 12 yards deep, has him for a 1-yard gain. Chad Cota from the University of Oregon can play on that line of scrimmage.
Leads the team in tackles. That's what the Niners have done. 2nd down, 9. Hurst running outside. Bumped out of bounds by right quarterback Tyrone Poole. A gain of 3. Carolina, by the way, as you see, Washington on top of Dallas late in the 3rd quarter. And the Jets handling Chicago. The poor Bears just cannot find any consistency. Kansas City won on a last-second field goal by Stoyanovich. There's Detroit beating Minnesota. They're at 8-3. Green Bay is 8-3. The Giants go to 7-4. Packers lose as the Colts beat a Super Bowl champion for the 3rd consecutive time. 3rd down and 6. Young. J.J. Stokes, 1st down to the Carolina 23-yard line.
Well, they may have lost the best receiver in the history of football, Jerry Rice, but Stokes and Owens have come alive and have competed better than they ever have when they lost Rice.
What did Young tell you a couple weeks ago?
He said, what it makes me do is find the right person to throw it to. When you got the best receiver ever, you force the ball to Jerry Rice when really some other people are open. And what he's doing now is doing exactly how the offense was designed. So he has a new hero each week.
1st and 10 sweep, and Carolina weaves through the oncoming blocking of Brown and Gogan, and they bring down Hurst. Sean King throws him for a loss of 3. Carolina's got this great possession, Jerry, on an interception off Kerry Collins. They can't do anything with it.
You know, it's amazing. They really haven't done anything this whole half other than that kickoff return. Now, last year, 20 catches for Jerry Rice. This year, these two who are trying to replace him have 16 so far, and of course we'll keep tracking that number for you for the rest of the game.
Rice thinks he'll be back in a couple of weeks. 2nd and 13. Young. Pocket crumbling. Young being chased by Fox. There goes a flag. Young on the move and out of bounds, and a hit. I don't see a flag. There's no late hit on the play by Michael Burrow, although Young was clearly in the white.
And where Austin threw that, that's got to be holding on the offensive line. Austin was standing staring at the quarterback and the pass rushers, and when he threw that thing without the quarterback being hit, you know it's holding on the offensive line.
Young was clearly in the chalk.
10 yards. Repeat, 2nd down.
It is holding against San Francisco.
Looked like they were holding on the defensive left end, Sean King, because I thought, boy, he's not working anymore. He's not trying to get there.
Sean King is one of their best pass rushers.
Watch Grafford. Right there, he reaches out right there. See that? That'll bring the flag. There's Austin throwing the flag. Like Fox, he was holding it.
2nd down, 23. Young being chased by King. Throws out of bounds. Floyd was in the vicinity. Coverage was applied by linebacker Lamar Latham.
Why did he throw that ball into the stands? Absolutely no one is open. Watch the coverage. It's all going to be full press man after they come off. And Young looks downfield. He's got that covered. He's got that covered. He's got that shut out, so he throws it away. And that's why you see a quarterback once in a while say, I'm just going to, you know, play the next down. Don't do anything stupid this down.
He's completed passes on 3rd down. He's only got 3 to show for it in 8 tries. 3rd and 23. They've got to get down to the 13-yard line of Carolina. The blitz is on. Young moves up, avoids the blitz on the run. He's got to get all the way to the 13. He can get as far as the 27. Andre Royal drives him out of bounds. And San Francisco will try for 3, and Young is slow to get up.
Well, Andre Royal saved the day. You've got to be able to run. Here's a linebacker, free agent, a guy that came out of Alabama, never got drafted, and if he can't run, Young's got a 1st down. I've had this same play against my football teams and watch Young run all the way for the 1st down. But Andre Royal, a free agent out of Alabama, makes the play.
Gary Anderson will try a 43-yard field goal, and he nails it. And San Francisco extends their lead. So the Niners cash in on a Kerry Collins interception. And just under 10 to play, it's 27-19 San Francisco. After the Collins interception, Carolina's defense holds San Francisco to just 3. And it's 27-19 49ers. Tommy Thompson set to kick off. Under 10 minutes to play in the game. Again on the ground, keeping it away from Bates. And picked up by lineman Frank Garcia. And he's like a human bowling ball up to the 35-yard line. Carolina will get it back after a Collins interception, trailing 27-19. Tonight on Fox, why is this dog in a tailspin? Does Marge have a new husband? Who will be the ultimate paintball warrior? Why is Jerry Glanville leaving tickets for Elvis?
I'm on the X-Files.
All tonight, and all new X-Files. All these secrets will be revealed tonight following football. And Collins looking for the secret of getting more points on the board for Carolina.
Well, Collins has to feel pretty good about his Panther defense. After throwing that interception, the Panther defense only gave up 9 total yards.
On the 35, first down and 10 yards to go. That pass is wide, low, and uncatchable for Mark Carrier. It'll be second down for Collins.
And Collins had to reload that thing about 4 times. Excellent coverage. Here's what we're talking about. They throw the interception, and a total of 9 yards is all they give up. That makes
the 25.
That makes your quarterback feel pretty good.
Second down and 10. Fred Lane crawling, digging to the 38, picks up 3. It'll be 3rd and 7. Merton Hanks makes the stop. The clock continues to go. Both teams have 3 timeouts.
A little bit too quick for the cutback. He starts that way, and it doesn't open up yet when he cuts it back, and he runs into what I call a wad. He steps right over his own offensive guard's feet, Matthew Campbell. On the cutback, you got to be a little slower, a little more patient.
Lane had 147 yards 2 weeks ago, 18 last week, 66 today. 3rd and 7. Collins throws to Ismail, and his lunge may have gotten him the first down, and there is a flag thrown at the 47.
Well, we got a tip in our meeting with the head coach, Don Capers. He said we have to get Rocket involved.
Holding, number 26 of the defense, 5 yards, automatic first down.
Ron Woodson, he's had over 10 penalties called on him this year.
He's got the jam. Well, yeah, he pulled the pad right off. He's on Mark Carrier, and he pulled the jersey so hard that the shoulder pad flopped out.
Second today on Woodson.
Well, you can't argue on that one, Rod.
Niners playing in the nickel. First down, 10 yards to go from the Carolina 43. Conventional 4-man rush. Collins throws as he is hit, and the ball is incomplete, thrown in back of Ray Caruth. 2nd and 10.
And the quarterback's left knee buckled. He got hit, and it looked to me like Chris Dolman was coming in off the right inside, working against Blake Brockemeyer. He did an underneath and hit him right there. Not hard enough. He was able to get the throw off. Oh, a little stop and go, a little hiccup there on Tyrone Drakeford.
2nd down and 10. Collins. The receiver Carrier got hooked up with Woodson, and that ball was hot and high, incomplete. 3rd and 10 coming up.
Well, Dana Stubblefield is after the quarterback. He's going to play over the left guard, Campbell. This is Dana Stubblefield. He's been on a roll lately. 4 sacks yesterday. Did a little swim, whipping a swim. Bad throw.
It did seem like yesterday. It was Monday night in Philadelphia, which gave him the NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
I meant last week. I said yesterday. I'm excited.
I can tell you. Well, pretty important play for Kerry Collins. 3rd down and 10 yards to go. They've got to get to the San Francisco 47. Collins. Throw knocked away beautifully by Tyrone Drakeford on a pass intended for rookie wide receiver Ray Caruth. And Carolina has got a punt.
Well, Collins gets great protection. You got to love the Panther offensive line. This is going against the #1 defense. Nobody gets a sniff. Nobody gets close. Watch the throw. But Tyrone Drakeford, a nickel corner. Nice job getting the right hand in there and swat. You cannot play it any better than that.
Collins has missed his last 5 consecutive passes. Ken Walter will be punting deep back. Charlie Levy returned one for 73 yards last week in Philly. Takes a great San Francisco bounce out to the 18-yard line. If the Niners go on to win, they win the division. Carolina looking to turn around their season with the win. 27-19.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Isuzu, builders of the completely reinvented 1998 Isuzu Rodeo. Isuzu, go farther.
Well, truly one of the world's most enduring symbols, the Goodyear blimp Eagle, has been providing our wonderful scenics today. Thank you, Captain Russell. And Goodyear for some great shots of maybe one of the most picturesque places on earth, San Francisco. Niners begin at their own 19, leading 27-19. And on 1st and 10, the handoff goes to Garrison Hurst, who weaves his way for 3. That'll set up 2nd down and 7. Right now, McDonald's game break. Let's return to James Brown at our Fox television studio in Hollywood.
Kevin and Jerry, the showdown in Texas. Take a look. Gus Farad, fade pattern, finds the oldest wide receiver in the league, Henry Ellert. Redskins on top 14-6. Time permitting, we'll take you to the finish of that contest. Back to Kevin and Jerry.
All right, Dallas came in today. Thank you, James. Dallas came into today 5 up and 5 down, fighting themselves for a playoff slot. 2nd down and 6 for Young. Goes Terrell Owens. 1st down to the 39-yard line. Mike Minner makes the stop. San Francisco slowly but surely with that pickup of 16 beginning to pull away.
Well, when the quarterback sprints, he's going to throw the slot. The quarterback's going to sprint. We're going to get a slot. And when the man comes in, watch the corner come in with him. It's sort of, see, he didn't touch him, so you can't call a pick, but he's in his way for the coverage. So really, one wide receiver is letting the other receiver break open, but he did not pick him. He just got in the way. So we're up to 75 for these 2 games. Remember last year, only 26 by the 49ers, and they lost both of them.
Garrison Hurst on 1st down and 10, spins for 4, setting up 2nd and 6. Chad Cota brings him down at the 44-yard line.
And who do you run behind? The big guards. They're going to start this way and come back on the cutback. Look at Kevin Gomes just shoved the guy right out of the picture. The only guy left to make the tackle is the safety, Chad Cota, coming from 12 yards deep.
He shoves him out of the picture because he takes up the whole picture. 6:15 clock ticking down here in the 4th. Rushing today. 2nd down and 5. Play action by Young. The tight end wide open. Greg Clark. 1st down, San Francisco. Tyrone Poole knocks him out of bounds at the 47. He has utilized his tight ends well today. That's a pickup of 8.
And that's a guy there from Rick's Junior College that wants to rock. He told me he's a receiver. He never blocked a lick until he went to Stanford. And Chad Cota is the guy that, just like last week, he's got to make the tackles. Fakes the block. Little diagonal. Here comes Chad Cota chasing him. Gets a little help from Tyrone Poole.
Young has hit 7 different receivers today. From the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Hurst around the block of Floyd. Then the defense, led by Michael Burrow, comes up and slams the door. Loss of a couple on the play.
Well, Kevin Gogan, the right guard, rocked early. There should have been a penalty. Got away with it. He was showing he was going to pull. Here's a guy from San Francisco High School. I saw him rocking. The officials missed it. He rocks back a little bit on the pull, tries to lead the play, gets stuffed. Guy that played high school football in San Francisco, now he's right here playing in his hometown. But he lives up in Washington. He went to the University of Washington. You know why he went from San Francisco? He liked their uniforms.
I want to know where he eats.
Wherever he wants.
Second down 11. Under 5 to play. Draw play. Terry Kirby with a 45. That'll set up 3rd down and 9. 3 timeouts remaining for each. Green Bay lost today. Minnesota lost today. Tampa Bay won. Dallas is losing. Washington is winning. The Giants have won. And when San Francisco, Jerry, takes a look at the landscape of the playoffs, if they win today, Mariucci will claim the NFC West title. Right now, they're also thinking about home field advantage.
Absolutely. And I think they have to remember, though, last year, while they're trying to protect their players against Denver, they thought they lost the edge on spilling their guts and getting ready to play in the playoffs.
3rd down and 8. Kirby has got to get to the 37. 1st down, walk downfield, and he's all the way to the Carolina 32. A gain of 13. That may seal it for the Niners.
And what he did there, it's called a void. He makes 2 people miss. And this is what he does best. I know he'd like to run the ball more, but he's better as a receiver out of the backfield. He's delayed. He comes out. Now watch, he makes people miss. And that adds on more and more yardage.
Second catch today, both on 3rd down for Terry Kirby. That was Marquez Pope by him on the sideline. 1st down and 10 from the Carolina 32. Hurst to the 31. So if San Francisco wins, they win the West. The earliest any NFL team has done that since 1985. But to them, the bigger picture is the home field advantage. Green Bay loses. Giants won. Minnesota lost. Tampa Bay won. Washington is winning. These 2 teams are losing. Second down and 9. The Niners took over with 8 minutes to play. We're down to 2.5 and the clock is ticking. 9th play of the drive. Hurst with the 30. Tackle made by Mike Fox. Should Carolina call a timeout? Well, I think they just have.
2:22 left.
Carolina will burn their first timeout.
And Latham's mad because Big Brown jumped on the back of his legs. He doesn't want to go to surgery.
San Francisco in hunt of their 10th consecutive win, which would clinch the division for the #1 rated quarterback in the NFL, Steve Young, who has a higher winning percentage than Joe Montana, which I think surprises a lot of people. But he does. And a win today will enhance that even more, as they will nail down a playoff slot with the division title in the NFC Western Division.
Well, the Panthers still have 2 timeouts left. Plus, they'll get a timeout in the 2-minute, which is 26 seconds away.
Ordinary 3rd down team. San Francisco is 3rd down and 7. Kirby in the backfield from the Carolina 29. Young, look out from behind. He throws it away.
Hey, almost got it.
So Mike Minner was covering. Young goes down, and Gary Anderson will be brought out to try for 3 as Carolina's defense holds San Francisco once again.
Well, the defensive end, believe it or not, has the back man-to-man, but the pressure is so good off the blitz. Look at that man pull all the way out there. Young, of course, didn't have time to see all what we saw up here.
Anderson's longest on grass, 49 yards. This will be a 47-yard attempt. He just kicked one from 43. It's blocked. The ball is loose. Picked up by Ronaldo Turnbull. The former Saint takes it down to to San Francisco's 40. A huge play blocked.
High snap, Kev.
Tommy Thompson couldn't bring it down.
Tyrone Poole has had a tough day. But watch Tyrone Poole come in right off this side. A little high snap, got it down, and Tyrone Poole had his whole body, his entire body crosses the ball. He's already passed, and they haven't kicked it yet, and he catches it right on his right elbow. What a great play. And now if you're a Panther fan, you got to get off the couch, you got to think about scoring, and you got to think about a two-point play. Right now you're getting ready for your two-point play.
You've got 2 timeouts remaining, Carolina. On the 40, first down and 10 yards to go. Collins going deep at the Caruth. He bobbled it and dropped it incomplete inside the San Francisco 5.
Oh, man, was that a nice throw.
Throws into double coverage, led by safety Frankie Smith, taking the place of McDonald. They were going after McDonald's replacement.
Watch this. It's going to come right down for the post. Look at the protection. Nobody near Collins, and Collins sort of faded back. You got to make that catch. Right on his hands, right on his wrist. Caruth, the rookie.
Second down and 10 from the 40-yard line of San Francisco. Fullback Scott Green climbs for 2, setting up third down and 8. We have reached the 2-minute warning. Niners trying to hold on. Carolina trying for the upset. Two-minute warning. Carolina stays alive. San Francisco is trying for 3. And a high snap gave Carolina a chance.
The high snap threw off the rhythm, and it took too long.
It's third and 8. Collins has missed his last 7 pass attempts. With time, and his receiver fell, and there goes a flag, and that will be against San Francisco. Rocket Ismail was covered by Tyrone Drakeford. Clock at 1:55. The flags were thrown when the 2 collided and fell.
He tackled him, Kevin. Drakeford flat out tackled him.
Pass interference. Number 22 of the defense. Automatic first down.
I think he probably saved himself from getting beat for a touchdown. He got beat right off the line. A little stutter. He got away. And now he's falling, so you bring the man with you. You're taught if you're falling and slipping, be sure to bring the receiver with you. And that's just exactly what he did.
You just grab on.
Just grab on.
And don't get beat.
That's it.
On the 28, first down and 10 yards to go. 1:55. Carolina, 2 timeouts. The blitz is picked up. Collins has no place to go. And Chris Dolman makes a sack. The 3rd today by San Francisco. The team that leads the NFL in sacks, and Dolman notches number 9. Timeout taken by Carolina.
Well, he's been a little bit quiet, but the big players make the plays when the game's on the line, and he got right past Blake Brockemeyer. He slapped his hand down, and it's called a rip, brought his left arm. Here's a guy that started at Minnesota, went to Atlanta. Atlanta wouldn't give him the money, came out here, and has been helping this team win ever since.
36-year-old Chris Dolman. What's going on in that conversation across the way? Carolina with 1 timeout remaining.
Watch the hand slap. Watch Dolman's left arm right there. See, he got it right on his arm. What a nice move. He pulled Brockemeyer's left arm right off his chest. Got the big sack.
Under pressure, that's what Collins has done today. Second down, 15. Dolman is offsides, but I guess the question now, was he induced?
He's been around long enough. The minute he moves, he'll point to the other team.
Defense unabated to the quarterback, number 56. 5 yards. It's still second down.
Well, we're just bragging on the good, quick move. And this one was a little bit too quick. Good job by Brockemeyer. He wouldn't flinch. He wouldn't do anything.
He was a statue.
He was.
Third San Francisco defensive penalty this half. 2nd down and 10. Collins, look out for Green. The throw downfield is intercepted. Picked off by Merton Hanks. The first time Carolina and San Francisco played this year, Merton Hanks, who does the chicken dance, picked off Collins twice. He picks off Collins today. He's got 3 interceptions all year, all 3 against Carolina.
Well, we talked to Merton Hanks yesterday, and he's got to thank Kevin Green for the pressure. Watch Kevin Green getting all over the quarterback. Nice hip rotation.
That was a tough catch.
Wow, that was an excellent catch. Watch him turn his hips, roll his hips back around, go up, make the catch. He's got a broken hand. He broke his hand against Dallas, has a cast on his hand right there, and makes the interception. That's a big-time play.
The interceptor did not get his second foot down in the field of play. Therefore, the ball's in the end zone, and it's a touchback. 1st and 10 at the 20.
Luckily for San Francisco.
Oh, that's good news.
Because they could have been stranded at the 1.
And I asked Hanks, you know, Hank's an unusual guy. He married a pro basketball player. He met his wife in an elevator. He told me his wife is 6'5", met her in an elevator. She played basketball for the University of Iowa. Has 2 daughters. He says I'm the shortest guy in the house. 6'5" wife.
Well, all I know is that he picks off Collins for the 3rd time this year. Collins has now thrown 6 interceptions the last 2 games. 3 against Denver, 3 against San Francisco. After this game, we will send you to Dallas, Washington. 1st and 10. William Floyd. Carolina has a timeout remaining. And they will burn it right now. Their final timeout with a San Francisco lead of 27-19. So it would appear that San Francisco, barring a unbelievable turn of events, will win the NFC West against the team that beat them last year right here. And in doing so, San Francisco will beat Carolina for the first time ever in this park.
And there's Kevin Green. Last year he's on the winning team. This year he's on the winning team, and he caused the interception by his great pressure on Kerry Collins. And last year he caused the great pressure on Steve Young.
Wonderful day today by our producer Jeff Gowan and our director Joe Assetti. Studio produced by Scott Ackerson, directed by Bob Levy, senior producer of Fox Sports Bill Brown, the executive producers of Fox Sports Ed Gorin and David Hill, the associate director Marcy Kempner, broadcast associate Clark Pierce, who put up those tremendous graphics and told the story of San Francisco's win today over Carolina. 2nd down and 7. It's Floyd. William Floyd, 1st down, San Francisco, and the 49ers have won the NFC Western Division title. They've won their 10th consecutive game, and they do it against the team that took it from them last year.
And a great hit. It sounds like we say this every play by Chad Cota. Remember, we talked about the rushes. 82, Kevin, this year in both games. Last year 26, and they lost both games last year. 82 rushes in 2 games. This is a new 49er attack.
1st down. Our spotter today, Gary Lynn, and our statistician, Pat McGrath.
Don't forget our cameraman. Did we have the best?
Wonderful job today done by the cameraman here at San Francisco's 3Com Park. Down to the final seconds. The 49ers, their best start since 1990. And now, with Denver losing today and a last-second field goal to the Chiefs in Kansas City, the San Francisco 49ers have the best record in the NFL at 10-1. And San Francisco, for the 4th time in 14 years, will finish with a perfect record in the NFC Western Division. Steve Mariucci with the win is now the lone holder of the NFL record for consecutive wins by a rookie head coach.
Just broke Wally Lynn's record.
Play of the game brought to you by Energizer. Not hard to figure this out with Carolina just coming off a blocked field goal. Collins went deep inside the San Francisco 5.
And a great hip rotation. They come around and intercept, pick this ball off, and great pressure by, of all people, Kevin Green, the guy that did the same thing for the Panthers last year.
Now for Jerry Glanville, this is Kevin Harlan saying so long from San Francisco, where the final score, San Francisco 27-19. Right now, let's take you to Dallas, where the Redskins are taking on the Cowboys. John Madden and Pat Summerall calling the game from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas.